Hi, I'm Robbie Lawler.
What's up, fight family? This is your favorite MMA coach, Thiago Alvarez, the Pitbull.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pedro Munoz.
This is Mike Brown.
Guys, I'm Alexei Olenik. And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And this is We Want Picks.
And you're watching We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks. Hi, everybody from American Top Picks.
My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks, and we are live before the fights. We are going to be here breaking down UFC Vegas 49, Islam versus Green. We're going to talk about each fight. You guys are going to give me your picks, and I'm going to build a full card parlay with those picks. I'm going to throw $10 at it of my money, and if the parlay hits, all the money goes to members of this channel, and members are anybody with a crown. And then our buddy Nicholas, you join a membership elsewhere, but don't worry, you'll get paid if it hits. And it's that easy. So if you want to qualify for what may be a massive payout, make sure you click the join button under this video and become a member. And this is the type of week that should hit because, let me just add that. This is the type of week that should hit because we only have 11 fights. So obviously our odds are a little better right there. And then on top of that, there's a couple of obvious picks here. That helps. And then there are a couple of toss-ups, but let's go higher. Higher. I don't know what that was. Let's jump in. We'll break it all down. You will give me your picks, and we'll see what happens. So let's just hang out. And as always, this is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. It is the world's first play-to-earn sports and esports betting game. I've broken this down a bunch of times. It honestly is super fun. It is risk-free. It's crypto. You basically bet on sports with crypto. And if you win, obviously you win. You earn more crypto. If you lose, it doesn't matter. You don't lose any of the crypto. So typically, Bitcoin, things like that, you want to mine it. You need an expensive computer. You need a pretty powerful graphics card. And then that solves crazy math equations so that you mine more crypto. This is literally you bet on sports. And if you win, you mined more crypto. If you lose, you didn't mine any, but you didn't lose any either. There is a link in the description. Just click on that, check it out, or earn.com. Ton of fun, super easy. And we got an interesting card here. It's not the greatest card in the world, but it's not trash either. Couple solid fights, couple of fun fights. So let's go ahead, break it down. Guys, like the stream if you're already here hanging out, and make sure you are busy in the comment section letting me know your picks, because your picks are what's going to be what I am using to build. What's up, Eric Franco? Thanks for the subscription. Your picks are what we are using to build this full card parlay. I'm going to experiment with a YouTube poll right now. Let's just try it. Oh, it's just yes or no? No, I can. Okay. Let's just try it. Who wins? I haven't done YouTube polls yet, so this might be more efficient than trying to count up comments like a buffoon every week. So we have Altamirano. Yeah, this is not more efficient. You guys are just watching me type like an idiot. Versus Hernandez. All right, the poll should be up. Vote on the poll. In the meantime, I'll break this fight down, and we'll see what you guys think. So, the very first fight of the night, we have Victor Altamirano versus Carlos Hernandez. Both of these guys are coming off of Dana White Contender Series fights. Both of them were pretty fun fights. Victor Altamirano's 4-1 in his last 5, 10-1 overall. Carlos Hernandez is 7-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. Victor is more of a traditional martial artist, old school, not kung fu, but old school martial arts style. He does have solid MMA though. He's fast, he's powerful on his feet, but he can be patient when he needs to be and pretty calculated. His takedown defense is not great, but when he hits the ground, he's got solid sweeps from the bottom, and he has a good enough get-up game. He's good enough at standing up that you don't necessarily have to worry about him being ridden out for 3 full rounds. Carlos Hernandez is a grappler. He has okay striking, and his striking's got solid accuracy, and he got some power in there. It's a little deceiving, but he does have some power in there. He is not the most technically sound guy, but he has a nice jab. He's got a straight right, straight lefts that just follow right behind those jabs. And his issue is he keeps his chin up. So it's almost like he's begging to get hit. His chin is way up here as he's throwing those strikes. He's another one of these guys that has slick jiu-jitsu, good on the ground, but doesn't necessarily have the offensive wrestling to get it to the ground. He'll take wrestling shots. He's not going to get them. Then he usually ends up working up, hits the legs, ends up working to the upper part of the body and then trying to go from there. You'll see him throw up Hail Mary submissions. You do your research. I've seen him jump to flying triangles and things like that. He's a pretty well-rounded guy, but the problem is without the wrestling, he can't control if it's on his feet or on the ground. I personally have Victor Altamirano winning this fight. I think, Victor's just the more well-rounded guy. I think he's got the cleaner striking. His wrestling defense should be solid enough if he needs it. And then we saw Victor win on the Contender Series in a fight. He was taken down 5 times, and he still won that fight. He has his own takedowns. I like Victor, but it doesn't matter who I think wins. It's who you think wins. And we're going to take that pick. We're going to put it into the full card parlay. Let's go ahead and add my trusty little sidekick here. You are the
big sidekick.
Everybody knows you're under 5'8". So we've got the poll going. The YouTube poll is probably the way to do this. So continue to comment. Do the YouTube poll. And, can I end the poll whenever I want? Yeah, I think I can, right?
How'd you get that poll up there? I can't put a poll up.
Oh, I can end it. Yeah, but now the problem is I'm trying to manage like 5 screens at the same time. But all of you are going Victor Altamirano. So we'll go ahead. We'll pull the stats up here. We can,
I think this is going to be, I think immediately this is going to wreck the parlay, honestly. Like, I have Altamirano too, but I just feel like this is like such a pick-em. It's probably better to just do rounds. But then the rounds is tough as well. So I don't know what to do with this fight. This is a tough fight.
Well, what we can start doing, so the goal here is to get people, my goal is to get you guys to click the join button and become members. One of the ideas was we do this full card member-only parlay. I'm laying out the $10 every week, so it's costing me $40 a month. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but there have been, last week, obviously we missed, but last week the payout was going to be like something, I forget what it was, something absurd. So my point is, the goal is to get these to hit so I can pay you guys. If there's a fight like this where you guys are like, screw it, skip it, don't touch it, leave it alone, we want nothing to do with this, well, let's talk about it and we can leave it off. And maybe instead of a full card parlay, we've got 8 fights that we're very confident in. So I'm willing to work with you guys. I'm willing to figure this out. The goal is to get you to click the join button, and I'm spending my own money to do it, and we're all chasing a big payout. So let's go ahead. We'll check the comments here. And obviously, actual members, I'm going to weight your opinion far more than just regular people, just because it's your parlay. Let's see what we got going on. Just rewatched already. Hot and Crispy's talking about next week. Well, hey, Hot Crispy. I did the full breakdown for next week already. And we'll go live. We'll do all the things. And we'll talk about that then. Logan Moore, where's my money? What are you talking about? Where's my money, bud? Do I owe you money? What's up, Jester? Bobby Green getting choked out. I got to get an Angelo sandwich. Jester, go to Connecticut. There's 5 different delis in Connecticut now that have Angelo sandwiches. Just ask for it. They know.
I've had
they
it.
Know
It is not very good.
You haven't had it because
it is just mismatched, just nonsense.
First of all, Jacob eats like a 6-year-old.
Have you seen the?
You haven't had it.
One
it's
of the best
elevated palate sandwich.
One of the best King of Queen episodes is when they have they have the Doug and then they make the Deacon, and Doug starts eating the Deacon because it doesn't have the gravy or whatever. He starts eating and he's like, he's like, it's just so dry. It needs gravy.
That is a solid episode. Joey Todoro is putting, thank you, Joe, the DraftKings ownership numbers in our Discord. There's a link in the description. Everything we do is 100% free, including the Discord. So go ahead, join. Thank you, Joe. So we've got Victor sloppy. Jacob's a slack. That is true. He must be sitting on a pillow. Because you're short. Kid drives with a phone booth. Take 2.
Who was that? Hold on, I got a band.
Yeah.
Can you put that on the screen again?
We got a bunch of skips, over 2.5.
Adam is now banned. See you later, bud.
I just woke up from a power nap. Let's cash. RDA versus Fiziev. Altamirano sucks. So poll-wise,
what's the best length for a nap?
All right, stop. We're breaking down fights.
1 to 3 hours.
Listen, you're not going to show up late eating your yogurt, talking about everything other than the fights we're trying to break down. So, listen, guys, we'll add Altamirano, then we'll go back, and if we want to remove him, we'll remove him. Let me go ahead and share that screen so you can see it.
I wouldn't do this. I would, if I was if I was a member, I would skip this fight.
Don't come in here with your negativity doing what you do, just dragging everything down. So Victor Altamirano plus 115. That is the first leg of what may be our full card parlay. Again, we're building a full card parlay with your picks. I'm laying out the money, and if the parlay hits, all the money goes to the members of this channel. Let me fix this box. Clean it. Nicey nice. Come on. What's happening? There we go.
Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh,
Gotta get
very
fit
nice.
perfect.
Not close. Oh, you're getting... Oh.
Bang. Got it.
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's still a little on the side, too. A little on the side. Look at that. A little bit on the side.
Next up, I honestly am going to kick you off. And then that'll be
that was genuine help.
Okay.
It's still not right, so...
Next up, we have the return of Brahimaj. He's coming off... Let me shut down that poll. He's coming... So you can't make the polls, because that would be incredibly helpful if you could. You're a moderator.
No,
here.
I used to have an option, but now I just have emojis.
It's so
Sorry
weird.
about you.
Yeah, all right, I'm not going to do the polls. I mean, should I? We'll see. It's so much work. I'm not doing the polls. It's too much work to keep up with both until we can figure out how you can do that for me. Okay. Then we got Brahimaj taking on Michael Gilmore, grappler versus striker. It's that cut and dry. Brahimaj, he's 9-4 overall. He's 2-3 in his last 5. He's alternating wins and losses, and he is coming off of that loss to Court McGee, where basically he was out grappled. He was taken down. He was beaten up. He was controlled the entire time. And it was embarrassing for him because he's supposed to be this badass grappler that's supposed to get these things done grappling, and he just didn't. We've seen him in the past strike with people, basically refuse to grapple. He'd strike, have a tiny bit of success striking, just do that whole thing until he lost. Well, now, his last fight, he wasn't even trying to strike. He was just completely taken down, controlled, dominated by Court McGee, which has to be embarrassing for him, which is why he's taking this on short notice. The last thing I'll point out here is Ramirez does not have the greatest cardio, and this is a short notice fight, so I don't know what his cardio is going to look like. But he's a grappler. He actually has okay hands. He has decent power in his hands, but that's never his path, and especially not in this fight because he's fighting Michael Gilmore. Michael Gilmore is actually a good striker. He can put together solid combinations. If you watch his fight, yes, he lost against Andre Petrosyan, but he touched Andre up when they were on their feet. Technically, according to the stats, he did stuff some takedowns, but the takedowns he actually stuffed were pretty sloppy and loose. The ones that he didn't stuff were set up well, but, you know, if this stays standing, I think Michael Gilmore pieces up Ramiz Brahimaj. Straight up. He's a good kickboxer. If Ramiz takes him down, he should be able to control him, beat him up, and do whatever he wants on the ground. So the question is, do you trust Ramiz Brahimaj to take down Michael Gilmore and beat him there? Because if he doesn't, he will lose, and we're building that full card parlay. It is with your picks, not mine. So make sure you let us know in the comment section who you think wins, and we'll add it to the parlay. Jakey boy, what are your thoughts here? Danny R., new subscriber, welcome to the show. Or Donnie,
welcome to the show. Thank you very much. So this is what I said during the weigh-ins. If you guys ever want to watch the weigh-ins live, I'm always in the chat normally. And in the chat of those weigh-in videos, that's on MMA Junkie when they do the live streams or whatever. In the chat of that live stream video during the weigh-ins, I said, Happy Gilmore put up a better fight against Bob Barker than Michael Gilmore will against Ramiz, because I think this is very cut and dry. Now, it should be cut and dry, right? Because we've seen Ramiz not grapple before, but he should absolutely just dominate the grappling in this matchup. He should be able to take down Michael and do whatever he wants to him on the ground. Ramiz was the last person to weigh in, and it is short notice. And Angelo said he's had cardio issues in the past, and I thought he looked fine, but the chat said he looked a little drained out, a little sucked out. So if Michael can withstand that first round, let's say he does get taken down, because against Petrosyan, he did. I don't know if Petrosyan finished him or not. I can't remember, but I mean, he was surviving, right? Yeah, I mean, he eventually finished him, but he was surviving early. And if Ramiz gets tired and he can stuff some takedowns late, this could turn towards Michael. But Ramiz is set up here for like pretty much an easy victory, because he should be able to take him down and probably submit him. But yeah, it is Ramiz. and we have no idea. And I will say too, speaking of Petrosyan, he's actually fighting Nick Maximov, which should be a great fight. That was announced yesterday. Since we're talking about Petrosyan, I just figured I'd not talk about that. But yeah, this should be Ramiz all the way. But we'll see. I just spit everywhere. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely. I actually, my brain. I already broke down UFC 272. After this, go watch that quick picks. There's like 5 fights on that card where my brain and my gut completely disagree, including the co-main event next week. This is one of those fights. My brain says Ramiz, and I just have this feeling in my gut that, he sucks. Honestly, he sucks. And I hate saying that. The dude refuses to do what he's supposed to do, just flat out refuses. And he got manhandled in the grappling. Like, yes, he was taken down, and jiu-jitsu off your back is very different than jiu-jitsu on top. But he was manhandled by Cork McGee. Manhandled. And
not only manhandled, but he looked like he had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah. No, so listen, Ramiz should win this. But honestly, in doing the research, you guys can disagree with the picks all you want. But obviously a ton of time and research go into this. Watching Michael Gilmore versus Andre Petrosyan, I honestly was like, Michael Gilmore looks pretty good here. Like, obviously, Petrosyan took him down, did that, but Gilmore stayed composed. He was taken out a bunch of times, stayed composed, lit him up. So you guys are all going Ramiz, which I totally get. I told you my brain is going that direction. So we'll add Ramiz to the full card parlay. Anybody who just hopped in, we're breaking down every single fight. We do a full card
the stream
parlay.
too. For the love of God, everyone just like the stream, please. It helps us out. If you don't want to do anything else, it's very, very easy. Thank you.
And free. We're doing a full card parlay with your picks from the live chat. I'm going to throw $10 at it. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but once we get to the end of this, the payout's going to be a couple thousand, if not, if we pick Bobby Green, all of a sudden,
get that in before 3 too, because this stream's going to end. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, we will get that in. Don't you worry. We haven't messed it up yet. We're not going to mess it up this time. Anyway, click the join button under this video. Become a member. Members qualify for all of our payouts, and I give away a lot of money every single week. A lot of money. So click the join button. Support us. Qualify yourself. And there was one comment I'm going to pin before we move on because we're here for you guys and we're trying to figure out the best way to do all of this stuff. I think the full card parlay is awesome. It's encouraging you to become members and it's an opportunity for you to get a bunch of free money. Put your hand down before I smack you with a ruler.
I have a question. It's a very important question.
What?
Because you're Mr. Phrases, Mr. Dog with the Bone. What the hell is an apple pie shitter?
I've never heard.
Plague says this is a potential apple pie shitter. I assume that's a bad thing. I've never heard that in my life. It sounds like it should be a Midwest thing. I've never heard that in my life. What the hell does that mean?
I've never heard that before either. I'm trying to find somebody commented. I can't find it. I think it was Plague Runner maybe. Oh, here it is. Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage said, maybe let's make a parlay about the fights everyone is 90% confident in. Maybe. Listen, we're here for you. We do the full card parlay for you. It's enticing. It's exciting. Obviously, the payout will be huge if it hits. But we can start making adjustments. If you go to WeWantPicks.com, you'll notice the website's way different. Josh, who's a subscriber, a fan of the show, reached out to me and said, your website sucks. I do this. Let me fix it for you. He's currently doing it now. He's making a ton of changes. It is lightning fast. It looks so much nicer. Maybe we get polls up on there and we do exactly what you're saying, Mr. Savage. We'll get the votes during the week. We'll do these pre-fight live streams, a recap, touch it, and then only some of the fights go in the parlay. But let us know your thoughts. We'll figure it all out together. What do you want?
Another thing that me and you discussed that we haven't talked about on stream that I don't know if people would be interested in is confidence picks per fight, right? So if there's 11 fights, 11 would be your most confident fight pick, and one would be the least confident. So if this is Ramiz, this isn't part of the betting. This is just like if they're interested in our take on how we feel about confidence. If I'm picking Ramiz and there's 11 fights and I could, I'd put him at like 5 or 6 probably. I don't feel great about him, but he should win. So it's kind of in that range and confidence pick wise. So kind of helps you determine how confident you are in your pick. So
yeah, guys, we've been doing this for about a year. We went from 0 to 4,000. You guys have been incredible, but we're here for you. We've made adjustments as we've gone to make this better and better. If you guys have ideas, let us know. And that moves us to Alejandro Perez versus Jonathan Martinez. This should be a fun one. Alejandro Perez, 22-8. Did he miss weight or he just looked like absolute trash? Oh, no. They had to move this up a weight class. So this is actually at 45, not 35, because Alejandro Perez asked during the week, can we move this up? Obviously, his weight cut wasn't going well. They had to make some adjustments ahead of time. So we can expect Alejandro Perez to potentially be tired. You want to factor that in or not, that's up to you. He's 22-8 overall. He's 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a nice win over Johnny Eduardo. Jonathan Martinez, 14-4, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a solid win over an undefeated Georgian. The thing with Jonathan Martinez is he was one of these prospects that the UFC loved, was supposed to be the next big thing. He did have some tough fights. He had some solid wins in there as well, but he has not lived up to that hype prospect potential. Are you saying, because
he had
Logan Moore
Oh,
just
that wasn't oh.
So Logan said, did you not like my idea of posting the top 5 DraftKings lineups each week in the breakdown if they have the logo on the D-pick? Oh, I'm 100%. I'm good with that. So we're good with a bunch of things. First of all, I asked you guys that do DraftKings, you want to change your DraftKings icon to our logo. That would be awesome. And we'll figure out how to reward you if you do well. So I agree, Logan. There's definitely a way to do that. But it would have to not be our free league because that's just us. These would have to be public tournaments that people do well in. So I'm open for any ideas whatsoever, but thank you very much, Logan Moore. Appreciate it, my man.
I saw the Conor McGregor thing on the stream. Very fun. Very fun.
It is fun. See? Why, you don't normally see that when we're doing these breakdowns?
No, I look at our screen. I don't really, but I saw the corner eye have our stream up, so.
Gotcha. I just said Jonathan Martinez did not live up to his prospect potential, and you were arguing with me. You think he has lived up to it?
He had a little misstep versus Davey Grant. He got a little overconfident, but otherwise, I think he's looked great, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time for him to put up or shut up. Hold on.
I agree. I mean, this is a fight. This is a fight he should dominate, but I'll let you go, and then I'll go.
Yeah, but he lost to Davey Grant and Andre Uhl.
A split decision lost.
And Andre Sukmath. So he has 3 losses in the UFC and only 5 wins, and he was supposed to be this hot prospect. So do me a favor, sit down, wait for me to finish, and then you can speak. This should be a fun fight, though, even though I'm attacking Jacob for no reason. This should be a fun fight. Alejandro Perez, he got solid boxing, solid grappling, good speed. He throws things with power, but he is happy to get sucked into a firefight. He has a wrestling background. He's actually a wrestler. Grew up a wrestler. He can wrestle. He just doesn't use it whatsoever, or he uses it for defense. He has a 70% takedown defense, and he basically uses it to keep the fight standing, not necessarily to take people down. Jonathan Martinez, he's a well-rounded guy. He's got nice technical striking. He's got solid BJJ on the ground. His style is sort of a Muay Thai style with that high guard coming forward. He uses kicks really well to control the range, and on the ground, he's slick. He gets slick. He can snatch something up in a scramble, and he's pretty crafty down there. He only has takedowns in 3 of his 8 UFC fights, but he won each one of those by stoppage. And I talk about this all the time because if you start mixing in takedowns, or at least threatening takedowns, all of a sudden your opponent is worrying about being taken down and striking with you. So now your hands are a little more devastating, or a little, they mean a little more because they're worried about more than one thing. Personally, I like Jonathan Martinez to win, but this is not us. This is you. Who do you guys want to win? Let us know in the comments. We will add that fighter to the full card parlay. And if the parlay hits, all of that money, every dollar of it, goes to the members of this channel. So click join to become a member. Jakey boy, what are your thoughts while I tally up these votes?
Yeah, there was 3 stare downs that kind of caught my eye. Obviously, the Bobby Green Islam stare down, the Alvarez and what's his name stare down, and then this stare down, because Jonathan Martinez looked like he wants to destroy Perez. And after that stare down, and I was very high on Jonathan Martinez anyway. And I'm biased. I love Jonathan Martinez. I think that this fight was tailor-made to show off Jonathan Martinez. I think the UFC wants to get him a few more wins to get him back in that mix. Perez is a little flat-footed, but after that stare down, Jonathan Martinez, the look in his eye, I put a 2-unit bet on inside the distance. I think it's plus 200 if I remember correctly on this fight. I meant to mention in our breakdown video, I forgot. But yeah, I have a 2-unit bet on inside the distance. I think this is a tailor-made fight for him. Perez does have some power. He can grapple, but Jonathan Martinez, this is his fight to lose. He's better on the feet. On the ground, he can win the scrambles to get back to the feet. And Perez is just so flat-footed. He's just going to be a sitting duck for Jonathan Martinez with his striking ability. So I think this is tailor-made for Jonathan Martinez. He can't. I mentioned our breakdown. He can't get too flashy. I think he tried with against Davy Grant. He was kind of hands down and kind of got a little too cool, and he got caught. And if you get caught by Perez, you're probably gonna get knocked out as well. So I like Jonathan Martinez all the way. I love that look in his eye. He looks like he's gonna come out and really prove a point and really shine. And I like him inside the distance. So he's also in my DraftKings lineup, and I like him all the way. So if you guys aren't picking Martinez, I don't know what you're doing, but looks like everyone's on Martinez.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And Astra, it was Perez that asked to move the weight class. It was not Jonathan Martinez. Let's see. Chris Riley, welcome, my man. Chris Riley, if you guys don't know, he's the one who sets the Monkey Knife Fight strike lines over at Monkey Knife Fight. Martinez. Bobby Green also picked Martinez on his Instagram. That's interesting. I don't think Kobe has ever.
Who did Bobby pick in the main event?
This is funny. Kobe Covington is absolutely miserable at picking fights. Yeah, who did Bobby pick in the main event? So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and add. Oh, did we did Ramiz. We forgot to add Ramiz. And let's add Jonathan Martinez.
Man, he's almost 4-1. That's crazy.
So we are now bet 10. We're just doing $10. 10 to win 26. We're 3 fights in. We're almost at 3 times our money. This will work its way up there, I promise you. And again, we are building a full card parlay with the picks from the live stream. I'm putting $10 on it. And if it hits, the members of this channel get 100% of that money. Every dollar of it will go to the members of this channel. I expect this payout. We got a couple massive favorites on here. But I expect this payout will probably be about $3 grand or so. Last week was like 15 grand, but that was, there's only 11 fights. 3 to 5 grand, but we just picked one underdog, and all of a sudden those odds move significantly.
Are we going to talk about how Hannah Goldie was going to miss weight, so she just quit, just like I said she would?
I mean, she has the flu, dude. Not my problem that you...
if you have the flu, that should be even easier to lose weight, honestly.
Yeah, no. Okay. You had the sniffles for a week, and
I had COVID.
Didn't leave your apartment. It was
COVID.
A joke.
I had COVID.
I literally did this show with COVID over Christmas. No problem. All of it. So, relax. Anyway, let's move on. Guys, click the join button under the video. Become a member to qualify. Like the stream if you don't want to do anything else. It's free. Super helpful. What happened to Jin Yu Frey? Do I have my fights out of order? Where the hell is Jin Yu Frey?
Because the fight dropped. Come on,
man. That's right.
Jesus,
I'm an idiot. I'm looking at the wrong name. I'm looking at the wrong name. Sorry. Okay, that brings us to Terrence McKinney versus Faraz Ziam. And you guys know how I feel. I'm all over Terrence McKinney. I have a bet on Terrence McKinney money line. The fact that he's plus money is ridiculous to me. I think Faraz Ziam is he's good. He's technical, but he's boring. Stays on the outside. Terrence McKinney, JUCO All-American wrestler. Legit power in his hands. We've seen that in his last 3 or 4 fights, whatever it is. Yeah, 4-fight knockout streak he's riding. I'm all over Terrence McKinney, but I'm going to do this breakdown. You guys let me know your picks in the live stream. We'll go ahead or in the live chat, and we'll go ahead and add that to our full card parlay. We got Terrence McKinney, 11-3 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 4-fight knockout streak. Fighting Faraz Ziam, 12-3 overall. He's also 4-1 in his last 5, coming off 2 solid decisions. Everything's a decision with Faraz Ziam. He doesn't have power in his hands to knock people out. He doesn't necessarily have the grappling or the takedowns to do it. But he only has 3
decision wins or 3 decisions and 12 wins.
Everything's a decision in the UFC.
He has 9 finishes.
You can't go by
and 12
regional
wins.
bullshit. You can't go by regional bullshit. It's all UFC. And he has very low volume. Look at this. 2.13 significant strikes landed per minute for Terrence McKinney. That's a joke. For Faraz Ziam. Terrence McKinney's less than that because he's winning by knockout. Faraz Ziam has only had decisions in the UFC and still landing fewer than 3 significant strikes per minute. I'm very, very confident Terrence McKinney here. Anyway, Faraz Ziam's a good technical striker. He stays on the outside. He manages range really well, and he just sort of picks his shots. That's why his volumes are so incredibly low. That's why his fights are pretty boring. He hangs out on the outside, come in, 1 shot, leave, and that's it. Terrence McKinney, I mentioned, JUCO All-American wrestler. He's proven to have legit power in his hands. He's absolutely knocking people unconscious if he gets that opportunity. And fun fact, Michael Chiesa was his wrestling coach in high school, and they got the fight on the same card just a few months ago, I believe, right? December, November, something like that. My pick, Terrence McKinney. What's your pick, Jacob? Are you also on Terrence McKinney? No. Okay, why don't you tell us why you like Ziam, and then tomorrow when I total up our record, we'll just remember this breakdown.
Yeah, Terrence McKinney honestly probably should be. He is the better. I agree, he is the better fighter. But for me, it just comes down to experience. And we've never really seen Terrence McKinney in those wars yet. And I think this has the opportunity to be not like a slugfest war, but he's going to face some adversity in this fight, I think. Obviously, he could come in and do what he's been doing. It's just flatline Ziam in the first round or take him down. But, we saw him out of the first round, I think, once against Sean Woodson. And, I'm worried about the cardio. I'm honestly just worried about the cardio. Terrence McKinney, I mentioned our breakdown, in his last 6 fights, only has a total of 2 minutes and 48 seconds of fight time in his last 6 fights combined. And obviously you can get better in training, but sometimes you have to learn lessons inside the octagon, in the fire, and we just don't know how he's going to react if he faces some adversity. So, I think Terrence McKinney is probably the play. I agree. I was surprised when I broke down this fight that he was the underdog. I thought he would be the favorite. I think in the first matchup you mentioned, wasn't he the favorite when this fight was?
He was the favorite. So this was supposed to happen in November, but one of Terrence McKinney's corners had COVID. Not him. His corner did. So they canceled it and they rebooked it. So he was like a minus 120 favorite then. And now he's like plus 120 on some books, even money on others. But so the line moved a little bit and people like Firas. I even see in the comments here, some people talking about Ziam by second round knockout. I don't see that at all. Like the stone genius, you're definitely stoned. And maybe like an apple genius, but you got this read all wrong, my man.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the cardio and the experience in Terrence, and if this goes the second round, the third round, because as you mentioned, Ziam is very good at winning those decisions. He knows what to do and he knows how to win decisions. Where McKinney, he gets finishes, and we'll see what happens. But it's a tough call. I think it's a very even fight. I would lean more towards McKinney, but if I'm gonna go for kind of a safer pick, my pick is gonna be Ziam. But I don't feel great about it. So if I get it wrong, it is what it is. And like I said, I have McKinney in one of my parlays. So I have money on McKinney, but my pick, if I'm picking, it's going to be Ziam.
The live chat, for the most part, is going with McKinney as well. Listen, I could be wrong, obviously. We all can. These are fist fights. This is not like picking football or basketball. These are fist fights. Anything can happen, but I just think Terrence McKinney's the better athlete, more power in his hands, the better wrestler. Ziam will manage range better and probably the more technical striking, but when you have the power and speed Terrence has, that doesn't matter. You mentioned the cardio.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, you
it
mentioned...
It sounded like you were about to end, so I tried to jump in, but go ahead.
No, I got you. You said you mentioned that Terrence McKinney has only fought a few minutes, so you're worried about his cardio. The dude's a JUCO All-American at this weight. Meaning, like, he was a JUCO All-American around... It's not like he was a JUCO All-American at 180, and now... it was in this general vicinity, so... He's never had cardio issues. He's been a high-level athlete for an incredibly long time. I'm not worried about
against Sean Woodson. He was tired.
I'm not worried about. What I am worried about is what I'm going to do with this $5 that Jester just spent.
Woo!
He said Ryan Hall's the GOAT. I don't agree with that at all. But hey, $5 is $5. Ryan Hall is the GOAT. There it is. Jacob's ridiculous Ryan Hall card in the protective case. Like God forbid. God forbid, right? You don't want to get that thing dirty.
Oh, it's more than one, my friend.
Jesus Christ. Oh, look who has 10 cents worth of Ryan Hall cards. Okay.
Thank you, Jester. My man.
Thank you very much. It is very appreciated.
Pots and pans, right?
Let's go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't even done with Ziam.
So do your thing.
No, I was just going to say, against that Jamie Malarkey fight, he was taken down like 5 times or something, but he won a few of those scrambles. So he was taken down, he was able to reverse those positions, and he won a decision. I could see that fight kind of playing out the same way, where McKinney gets a takedown, but kind of loses a scramble, and Ziam is able to win a decision.
That's a perfect... You're spot on. He was taken down 5 times by Jamie Malarkey, who, yes, in MMA...
That's a bunch of malarkey.
Who in MMA has managed to get a few takedowns, but Jamie Malarkey's not a good wrestler at all.
Jamie Malarkey is incredible.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, Terrence McKinney is minus 110 on my bookie. I'm actually going to do the parlay with BetUS. They just have better parlays. The only reason I don't do that on the live stream is because I have to be logged in to build it. And frankly, it's none of your guys' business how much money I have or don't have in that account. So for the stream, I do it on my bookie because I don't need to be logged in. And then as soon as we're done, I actually do it on BetUS. And then I upload a picture of the ticket so you guys can see where we ended up. This takes us to plus 597. damn, that's not bad, dude. For 4 fights in, 597, so $10
Couple
wins
pick'ems, couple
59. $10 wins 59, and that doesn't sound like a lot yet, but I promise you this will be up into the thousands. Anybody who just hopped on, we got about 100 people in here. Thank you all very much. We are building a full card parlay with the picks from the live stream. So jump in, participate, let us know your picks, and we'll go ahead and build the full card live stream with them. If that parlay hits, I said build the live stream. I'm all over the place here. If that full card parlay hits, every penny of it goes to the members of this channel. Those are the people with the crowns in the comments. Click the join button under this video. It supports us and it qualifies you for all of our payouts. And speaking of payouts, we're doing our giveaway. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, and I send you $50 as a thank you. That simple. Sign up, make a deposit. I send you $50. And let's go ahead. We'll break down this fight. Real quick, though, Alex says, I love my bookie for parlaying MMA props. My bookie, so here's we'll just do a quick betting breakdown. Bet Online, and these are all partners of ours, so go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, click, do all that. Bet Online by far has the best prop bets for MMA. It's you can't even compare it to anybody else. They do the safety net prop bets. You can buy rounds in the judges scorecard. It is by far the best sportsbook for UFC prop bets. The issue is if you like to do parlays and stuff with Bet Online, they will limit it. You can parlay a few things together and they'll say, no, you can't do that. But individual straight up prop bets, Bet Online is the best. My bookie is awesome because you can build an 8-fight parlay and cash out halfway through. You're 4 fights in, 5 fights in. You're really worried about the 6th fight. You can cash out and win some money instead of a ton of money. And that's awesome. But they cap, when we do the full card parlays, they cap it at 10. So obviously full cards are 11, 12, 13, 14 fights. So they cap it at 10. So BetUS doesn't have anything unique, meaning it's just regular prop bets, regular odds, all that stuff. But BetUS lets you can do a 70-fight parlay over 3 months if you want to. So that's why I do the big parlays over at BetUS. I do my personal betting at BetOnline. But yeah, that's it. That's just a quick, in case anybody was curious.
Quick, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was quick.
All right, see? I didn't say quick, did I? Yeah, it definitely wasn't quick. Anyway, we've got Josiah Nunes versus Ramona Pasquale. I've seen a bunch of you in the comments already say at Nunes next. Listen, probably.
Next.
Nunes should win, but Ramona Pasquale does not suck. She does not suck.
Sucks.
Okay. She is taking this on short notice, but she is big. This is at featherweight. Josiah Nunes is not a featherweight. She's a bantamweight. So Ramona Pasquale is big. And if you go watch her Muay Thai fights, because she has Muay Thai fights, she's got big, heavy knees. She comes forward. She hits hard. She's got solid pressure. I like Ramona Pasquale. I think the short notice is going to be a problem here, but she is big and she hits hard. She literally moved to Thailand, changed her entire life to get the camps in, put the time in, and really try to make this work. And if you watch any interviews with her, she's incredibly smart and she's very, very self-aware of what she does well, doesn't do well. And
Is she going to take her brain out and throw it at her? So
I think Josiah Nunes wins. My whole point here is this is not the 1,000% guarantee that everybody thinks it is. It just isn't. Okay? That's the warning. If Ramona wins, come back and remember Angelo was the guy who warned everybody that this could happen. I'm not going as far as saying it. I'm not one of those freaks like Jacob that picks. I just said I'm not one of those freaks that's just going to pick an underdog for the sake of it.
If you believe in her, this is like now you're playing both sides. Now you have like
not
you
playing both sides.
It, so I'm picking Josie, but I think that Ramona might win, so I told you so. If you're telling you so, then just pick her, man. Just pick her.
First of all, I said
I didn't think
win.
so. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Second of all, I'll kick you off. You think I give a bye? So anyway, I think Josiah Nunes wins, but I'm not spending money, and she's not a parlay piece. I do not think she's a parlay piece.
She's a
You
parlay
think
piece. She's going to be my DraftKings. This is an easy first round knockout. I mean, everyone in the chat knows what's going on. I don't know what your deal is with Ramona. This is short notice, and she's not even that good. This is Josie all the way. She is going to flatline this girl. Ramona might never fight again. I don't want to, I don't want to put that on her, but she literally might never fight again. She's going to get hit harder than she's ever been hit in her entire life. She's going to be out cold inside of 2 minutes. And this is going to be on the highlight reel for the rest of the year.
Listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So we'll see what happens. The short notice isn't great. Full camp, different story. Different story. So obviously the live chat, let's go ahead. We're just going to add Ramona Pasquale. Or sorry, Jose and Nunes.
I was like, whoa.
Look at the odds, though. Dude, look at the odds. She's only a minus 235 favorite.
Only a minus 235.
Yeah, okay. You people are talking like she's Islam in the main event. She's only
I literally said in our breakdown she should be a 900 favorite. I would bet her at minus 900.
Did you?
I have a unit. Yeah, I have a
oh,
money line
one
bet
unit? Oh, good. 1 unit.
No, 2.2 units. So keep talking. To win a unit.
Boy, what are you gonna do with all those? What are you gonna do with all
those?
Those
If it was 900, I'd put it all on there. So.
Hey, Sean, do me a favor. Listen, my Johnny Walker call was not horrendous. My Johnny Walker call was if Johnny Walker fights crazy, he should win, and he didn't fight crazy, and he got put out. You make it sound like he tried to do a backflip.
I mean, he was right in the middle of doing a backflip, and then he just.
You tried to make it sound like I was Johnny Walker's definitely going to win.
I said
feel
Jamal
that
Hill
way.
would come straight down the pipe and knock his ass out.
Good for you, Jacob. Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, we just added Jose and Nunes to our full card parlay. That takes the odds to plus 893. So we're almost going to 10 times our money. Not just yet, but we will get there. We're building a full card parlay with your picks from the live stream. So my opinion doesn't matter. Jacob's doesn't matter, but we're going to break down every fight. You guys are going to tell us in the comment section who you think wins. We're going to take that person, add them to the parlay. And if the parlay hits, all of the money goes to the members of this channel. Click the join button under this video to become a member and qualify for that payout. That easy. I'm the one laying out the scratch and members get to keep it. That takes us to Zhu Rong versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Zhu Rong missed weight. I was worried about Ignacio Bahamondes missing weight, and Zhu Rong missed weight.
And who warned you on that? Who was right yet again? I said you're focused on the wrong guy, and here he comes.
I encourage
fat as ever.
I encourage everybody to follow Jacob 100% with his bets and his picks, and then don't file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau when that all falls through on you. Zhu Rong versus Ignacio Bahamondes, two guys who have struggled with weight in the past. This week happened to be Zhu Rong's turn. He's 18-4 overall. He's 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off a solid ground and pound win. Ignacio Bahamondes, 12-4 overall, 3-2 in his last 5 with a wheel kick knockout win just a little while ago. Ignacio Bahamondes, massive for this division. I think he's 6'3". He's a striker with a surprising amount of volume. He comes forward a ton of volume gets sent out there. He's got okay power. He doesn't have an enormous amount of power, but his volume is there, and he's so long that if he can get you at the end of something, that travels quite the distance and has a little snap to it. He's listed at having 100% takedown defense, and he's defended 17 takedowns, but 12 of those were in one fight. So he's really defended, a handful of takedowns from an actual credible wrestlers. And he'll need that takedown defense because Zhu Rong, yeah, he's actually a decent striker. He has some okay power in his hands, but he's mostly just marching forward, looking for the wrestling, looking for takedowns, trying to get it down to the ground and get it done there. He averages almost 5 takedowns per fight. He has a 75% takedown accuracy, but the most shocking statistic in this fight is his negative. Let's take a look at it. His negative striking differential. Zhu Rong lands 4.33 significant strikes per minute. He gets hit with 4.63. And there's a lot of fighters that are give one to get one. And it's not, it's never a great sign, but it's not usually as crazy as this. But let's think about this logically. Zhu Rong gets almost 5 takedowns per fight, which means he's spending the majority of the time on top, elbowing, punching, grappling, and he still manages to get hit just as much as he hits other people. Jacob, take over. I got to answer the phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Bahamondes and Rong, Angelo was talking about the weight miss. I knew that Rong was going to miss weight. He even came in with the pink hair thinking he's all bad, big and bad, missed by 5 pounds. How embarrassing. I thought that this was going to be fight of the night already. I still think it's going to be fight of the night. I was on Bahamondes all the way. He's going to be in my DraftKings lineup. The bet that I have for this fight, that I still think it's the best bet, especially with Rong missing weight, is under 2.5. You can get under 2.5 for plus 130. I put 2 units on it. This could end up being a miss, I guess, but to me, it seems like both these guys, I mentioned in my breakdown, 20 times between the both of them, they have not gotten out of the first round. 20 times. And between both of their wins, how many? 18 plus 12, that's got to be like 60-some wins. They've only had 4 decisions between the two of them in their wins. So I took the under 2.5 at plus 130. I put 2 units on it, or at plus 135, I think. I think it's plus 130 now. But I still think this is going to be the fight of the night. I think both these guys are going to be striking, throwing high volume, and one of them is going to catch the other. And I think it's going to be Bahamondes catching Rong. I actually did have Rong in my DraftKings lineup as like a value play because he could knock out Bahamondes, but after the weight miss and stuff, I'm definitely higher on Bahamondes than I am on Rong. And 9,000 is probably. I think someone mentioned like no way I'm spending 9,000 for him, but I think he's gonna finish him. And if you're chasing finishes, DraftKings for sure. I mean, a finish with 9,000 is what you want. Oh, you
Listen,
okay.
Yeah, I agree with Bonquiqui here. I think Zhu Rong. My only concern is how often he's hit. Like I said, he gets 5 takedowns per fight and still manages to get pieced up. But that's the problem for me because Ignacio has crazy volume, almost 8 significant strikes per minute, literally double the amount of volume. He is hit about the same, but that's the one thing that concerns me because Zhu Rong has the grappling. He does have power in his hands, but he does get pieced up. Frankly, this is I mentioned earlier, my head and my gut don't agree on every fight. My head is saying Ignacio. My gut's saying Zhu Rong wins this fight. So what's the chat consensus? Is it Bahamondes?
I can't really tell, honestly.
Do we skip this one? All right, Logan's saying let's do a poll. The poll's a pain in the ass. I already closed that window. I wish you could do the polls. What's the point of having a moderator if they can't moderate?
I don't know. It used to be an option, but I couldn't do it because it always just lag out, and then I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I think this fight's definitely closer than DraftKings and the odds thing. It's just that the weight miss to me is like, I'm worried about it.
Honestly, I think the chat is going with Zhu Rong here. I really think.
If you can't tell, I think we'd probably just skip it.
Yeah, I guess we'll skip it and then come back to it because the chat seems to go with Zhu, and I'm okay with that. Except Alex E is very, very confident in Ignacio. All right, let's move on.
People are saying it's so funny. People are saying Baja, but I thought they were saying haha. So I'm like, what was so funny? But they're saying Baja.
Yeah,
Baja, Baja.
Okay, relax. Anytime you do stupid shit like that, I literally see our viewer count plummet.
I know. It was like at 90 something, and here it goes again. Yeah, it's just gonna go back down to 70.
I'm on Zhu. He's gonna wrestle here. Ignacio. I do think it's Bahamondes. We'll add Bahamondes, and then we can remove him later. All right, so we're building a full card parlay. We got about 100 of you in here. So just a reminder, we are building a full card parlay with your picks from the live stream. And if the parlay hits, every penny of it goes to the members of this channel. So click the join button, qualify for that payout. We are at plus 1367. We have 1, 2, 3. I'll recap. We've got Victor Altamirano, Ramiz Brahimaj, Jonathan Martinez, Terrence McKinney, Josain Nunes, and Ignacio Bahamondes so far. I imagine this parlay will creep itself up to a couple $1,000 payout. What the hell could you possibly want? What?
May I go to the bathroom?
Prefer if you didn't, honestly. That takes us to Gregory Rodriguez versus Armen Petrosyan. There's 2 Armens on this card. This is the first one. Gregory Rodriguez, 11-3 overall. He is 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off 4 wins in a row and a beautiful knockout just a few months back. Armen Petrosyan, 6-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. Every single fight is a stoppage, win or loss. Gregory Rodriguez, really well-rounded guy. He's got good clean striking, solid power, a BJJ black belt. And even though he has a BJJ black belt, he has no problem slugging it out on his feet and turning it into a striking fight. He does get some solid takedowns. He's a big guy. He's got power, strength. He's pretty dangerous everywhere. The problem is he's a little slow, like physically slow. So you can dance around him, you can piece him up, and you could use your speed to your advantage. Armen Petrosyan, he's a fun striker. He's never seen the judges' scorecard. He has a professional boxing or a kickboxing background. And if you watch those fights, it's basically a brawl. He does bite down in his mouthpiece, lean on his chin, and he'll back up, plant, and then just let his hands go. You would assume, all right, the easy path is just take Armen down. Which, yes, in this case, Gregory Rodriguez should be able to take Armen down, should be able to control him and do all those things. But if you watch Armen Petrosyan versus Dmitry Minikov, well, Dmitry Minikov tried to take him down, took him down a few times, never fully settled into controlling him because Armen's, pretty hard guy to control on the ground. And about a round and 3/4 of that, and then Armen finally got off his combination and then just knocked out Dmitry. So Armen's live the entire time for a knockout. He can make something happen at any moment in the fight. I think Gregory Rodriguez wins because there's such an obvious path to victory. But Armen Petrosyan will be super live for a knockout this entire time. What do you think?
I just don't. Obviously, if he gets the takedown, he should win the fight. I don't think. And the more the week goes on, and the more I think about this fight, because I think it's a coin toss. I honestly think it's a coin toss. I don't think that Gregory's gonna be able to take him down. I think that he tries, and Armen makes him work for those takedowns, and he might be able to get him to a knee. We saw that in the Dmitry fight where Armen kind of went to a knee against the cage, but he was never really fully on the ground against, like, on his back, and had to get back up. But he kept, he'd get back to his feet and then drag to a knee, on his feet, drag to his knee. And if Gregory's doing that, man, he is gonna gas, and he's not gonna be able to get the takedowns late, and then Armen's gonna be able to strike with them. So the more that this goes on, I was going to pick Armen because you picked Gregory, right? You're not like super high on it, but you picked Gregory?
I think this is basically a coin flip, and the only reason I picked Gregory is because there is a path, a very obvious path to victory. But if Armen knocks Gregory out cold, I wouldn't be surprised. Right. There's plenty of fights where I would be surprised if that happens. This isn't one of them.
Right. So I went I was going to pick against you whichever way it was. So I'm on Armen, but I feel better about it. I think he's able to withstand the takedowns of Gregory because Gregory's more he's a better grappler than a wrestler, right? So if it gets to the ground, he should dominate, but he's not like a pure wrestler to be able to get all those trips and takedowns. So I like Armen to withstand the takedowns, and then as the fight goes on, this is going to favor Armen because we've seen Gregory kind of get tired before in the past, in his striking and in the wrestling. So I'm on Armen on this. My bets for this were I have a half unit on a first round KO for Armen, and then a half unit on a first round and second round sub for Gregory. So I'm playing both sides of this. I think it's a coin toss. I would be careful with either one of these guys if you're playing like money line type stuff. But I think some props could be fun in this matchup. But my official pick is going to be Armen. I'm interested to see what the chat says.
Live chat's split. Live chat is split. So we've got. I'll just walk through it. I went up too far. We have a Rodriguez. Alex just wants to avoid the pick in general while we build our full card parlay. HGH gut, Rodriguez. I said it was split, but now here they come.
He does have a big old gut. He's only 30 years old. He looks like he's 40 years old.
Armen. So I think we're about even. Back to Greg. Armen, Greg. Not a pick.
And there's somebody that counts these? Isn't it Plague Runner? Doesn't he count these?
We've had help in the past. It is hard doing it like this. We'll find a better system. Anyway, it looks like you guys are
going to
Armen. It is Gregory. G-Rod. Yeah, there's
Gregory.
Like five in a row to close it out. Okay, so you guys are going with Gregory Rodriguez. I get it. Tricky fight. There's over 100 of you in here. What we are doing is we are building a full card parlay with the picks from the live stream. So let's move on over. Jacob's going tinkle. He does. I know a lot of you are curious. Jacob does sit down when he pees. So he's sitting down right now to pee. I'll walk through this parlay. We're building a full card parlay with your picks from the live stream. If it hits, 100% of the money goes to the members of this channel. And to become a member, you just click the join button under the video. Obviously, it's very helpful for us. And in return, I spend money every single week on a full card parlay, hoping it hits. And when it eventually does, you guys will be paid out big time. So let's go ahead and add Gregory Rodriguez. Minus 150. That actually is not bad.
And just a quick reminder, I have my headset in, so when I go pee, I can still hear you. So
Okay,
I heard the all. And if you had a house like mine with a heated seat, I mean, you would sit down too. So
Yeah,
it's
I
nice.
bet. I bet.
You fire up that bidet. Whoo.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even hear a flush, Jacob. You're disgusting. So Gregory Rodriguez, minus 150. We add him to the full card parlay. That takes the odds to plus 2,345. And now we're at the point where every single pick are going to make these odds crazy. Let me recap where we are at. We've got Victor Altamirano, Ramiz Brahimaj, Jonathan Martinez, Terrence McKinney, super confident, Jose Nunes, Ignacio Bahamondes, and Gregory Rodriguez. We are at plus 2,345. We will finish this up and build out the full card parlay. Again, click the join button under the video, become a member, and get yourself a piece of this if it hits. There's weeks where it's going to be impossible to hit. This is not one of those weeks. There's only 11 fights. There's a handful of toss-ups. The rest are pretty straightforward. So this could be a very good week for this full card parlay. And that takes us to the most controversial fight of the week. Let me just walk you through where we're at with this fight, because you guys are like rabid raccoons about this fight. First of all, Arman Tsarukyan is fighting Joel Alvarez. Two awesome, hot prospects. Arman Tsarukyan is a nonstop killer wrestler. No questions about it. Joel Alvarez is taken down by a gust of wind. Joel Alvarez can't take down a soda, but he's got decent jiu-jitsu on the ground, and he was able to knock out just a straight-up jiu-jitsu guy in Moises, okay? I said Arman Tsarukyan wins. I said he wins 99 out of 100 times, and for whatever reason, Joel Alvarez's rabid, foaming-at-the-mouth fan base went bananas, calling me names, saying all sorts of shit, going crazy. At the end of the day, Arman Tsarukyan beats Joel Alvarez. I am positive enough that I bet a bunch of you animals in the live chat and in the comments section. Go to our betting video, and I literally listed out who I bet and for how much. I think it's $400 total spread out against a bunch of you, including Jacob. So let me break down the fight. There's the dramatics out of the way. Let me break down the fight. You guys could get all rabid and say I'm an idiot. Some guy spent literally 8 hours in the day trying to break down the math equation that is 99 out of 100. It is ridiculous what people spend their time on. Anyway, I'm going to really enjoy taking all of your money, every dollar of it. So, Arman Tsarukyan, 17-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off a beautiful stoppage over Christos Gallegos, and his only loss in the UFC is to Islam Makhachev. He was able to take Islam down, and I think that's one of the very few people that did take Islam down. And he gave him a good run for his money. Wasn't submitted. Everybody thinks he's just going to get submitted in half a second.
He won that fight. He beat Islam?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, no. He lost. Okay.
Yeah, in our hearts. Joel Alvarez. Just pull up the stats just so we know. Yep. 0% takedowns and 0% takedown defense. I just want to make sure I had that correct. That might have been a typo. But Joel Alvarez has never defended a takedown. Arman Tsarukyan is going to take his ass down over and over. I will say, Joel Alvarez is a very good fighter. I only started to hate Joel Alvarez because of all of his rabid fans attacking me in the comment section. Other than that, I think he's a very talented fighter. He's super long. Look at this. He's 6'3" compared to 5'7", 5-inch reach advantage, which sounds like a ton. It really isn't. That's 2.5 on each side, and he's not standing perfectly vertical. But anyway, he's going to have a solid height advantage. He does use his length well. he doesn't necessarily hit hard, but he's so long that he can get some solid momentum on those strikes. He can't defend a takedown. He's not going to initiate a takedown, but he is dangerous on the ground. Obviously, the risk is Arman, because Arman's 100% going to take him down. Obviously, the risk is that he can get tangled up in something and submitted, but I forget who it was that came to my aid in one of the arguments and broke down how Arman Tsarukyan has beaten like Abu Dhabi world champions before. And if they didn't submit him, Joel Alvarez isn't going to. My pick is unbelievably clear. Jacob is on the exact opposite side, right? Are you as confident in Joel as I am in Arman?
He's the lock of the week, and I honestly have never, ever in my life been so confident. Even in Ryan, I think I'm more confident in Joel Alvarez than I was in Ryan Hall, which says more than anything I could ever say in the world.
That's a phenomenal comparison. Both of those idiots cannot get a takedown. Both of those idiots get smoked by a good wrestler. I love that comparison.
I mean, he beat Derek Minner, dominated the good wrestler that you said was going to out-wrestle. This is the exact same situation. You said that Derek Minner was going to come in
but Derek
and just
Minner
out-wrestle.
sucks.
Excuse me. He was going to come in, out-wrestle, dominate Ryan Hall. And what happened? He was on his back, and Ryan Hall was threatening a triangle for or a head and arm for like 3 rounds the entire round. Excuse me.
Good.
Joel Alvarez, we should put up a poll right now for how Joel Alvarez wins. Is it going to be by guillotine? Is it going to be by triangle? Is it going to be by armbar? Maybe a heel hook. We don't know how he's going to win, but he's going to win. I'd like to see the poll on how everyone believes Joel Alvarez is going to win. He's a lock of the week. Arman's going to shoot. He's going to try to get a guillotine. If he doesn't get it, he's going to transition to a triangle, to an armbar. He's going to do whatever he wants to do on the ground. Grappling is the ocean, and Arman knows how to swim. He's a very good swimmer. But Joel Alvarez is a great white shark down there, and he is going to prove it in just a couple short hours here, and it's going to be incredible. I already have the video saved, the tweet ready to go for the lock of the week to hit, to be 7, 1, and 2 in the last 10 weeks, and we're feeling great about it.
I'm just pinning all the comments of people who agree with me and disagree with you. Just to, let's see. Bellardo was taking down Joel. See, I like these comments as well. First of all, I like I don't mind the nasty comments. Someone called me short and fat. Fat that's reasonable. But I'm 6'3", 260. I'm, short. Somebody said like you're a short, angry New Yorker. So
like the bagel guy. You're the bagel guy.
I basically am, apparently. I would love to just say it to my face. I would love that. Bellardo. So anyway, my point was the nasty comments, I don't care. Comment's a comment. The YouTube algorithm loves it. But Bonquiqui, with some actual insight here, Bellardo was taking down Joel and controlling him. Check. Yakovlev has been submitted 5 times by arm submissions, and Thiago Moises sucks on his feet. All solid points. Another one for
Thiago
me.
should have dominated on the feet. Joel Alvarez has been terrible on feet until that last fight. He showed that he is improving very quickly.
And also, this person is wrong. Jacob went 9-3 last week. So, Amari, you're just wrong, flat out.
Yeah, there you go.
End of story. All of the picks are public. Go back and go from there. All right, listen, just leave, bro. Simple. Angelo, you're a good man. Thank you so much. I'm going to save this one. I'm going to show this to my wife. She disagrees very often. Okay. Who the pick? Nobody gave picks. So, guys, let us know who you think wins this fight. I will add whoever it is to the full card parlay, even if it is that just string beam turd burger, Joel Alvarez. It's your full card parlay, not mine. So I'm laying out the money, but you guys get the cash if it hits. So just very quickly in the live chat, let me know who you think wins, and we'll go ahead and add them. Jacob, you don't have to defend yourself. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. Okay, we've got an Alvarez vote. Were there other... I saw obviously a couple people supported me for Arman.
I think it's Joel.
See. Arman easy.
You can count every Arman vote for
Arman,
2, and I still think it's Joel.
Arman, yeah, it's definitely Arman. I don't know where the Joel sympathizers are. Did I skip? They bet me, and then now it's actual fight day, and they're a little nervous. And listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous. The last thing I want to do is run my mouth the way I ran my mouth this week, and then have to Venmo strangers on YouTube $400.
I literally, I'm not joking.
I don't want to do that.
I literally had the video. I found a video. I was going through what video is going, and once Joel subs this dude, I had the video ready to go. It's going to be on Twitter. I'm going to tag you. It's going to be incredible.
Is it of me? Like just me
No, it's not
ranting?
of you. No, it's just like a fun video, you know, to celebrate. It's a celebratory video, and it's ready to go. It's in my drafts.
If we had a producer, if you weren't like lazy and actually were willing to do a little more work than you do now, then you could straight up, I mean, we could have an editor that would, if Armin smokes Joel as he should, I mean, the montage of my angry rants and the nasty comments would be amazing. That would be amazing. Any of you fans, if you guys want to be our editor, I'm all for bringing on talent. The flip side would be just as fun. Just me paying all of you out $400 because I got to Venmo and PayPal people. If Armin loses, it's going to be a dark day for me. It's going to be a dark day. So let's add Armin to the, and I didn't even mean to get as deep as I did, but I was just I still am unbelievably confident. But you know how it goes. This is why people always ask me, hey, do you watch so-and-so? Like other people that do what we do. And I'm always like, no, I don't. I don't watch because first of all, I put out the quick picks video before anybody else on YouTube is doing any content. We already have UFC 272's breakdown out there. It's out now. You can watch it after this. But if I listen to other people, then that gets in my head. That's a factor. I don't even like to look at the odds. I will write up my notes, do my picks, and then look at the odds. And there's times where I'll make a pick, and then I'll look at the odds, and I'm like, oh, shit, and what am I missing? Like, I must be missing something.
Well, that's why I even texted you, because I couldn't find the odds for this fight. When this fight, I broke down this fight, and I asked you what are the odds, and you said, I think someone's a 3-1 favorite. I was like, 3-1 favorite? Hopefully it's Joel if anyone's a 3-1 favorite. And then I saw the odds. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah, we kind of do that in the same thing. So
my point in this long little rant here is I'm so confident in Armin Tsarukyan. I did the quick picks video, just normal, did it. And then the comment section went wild. The live stream breakdown went wild. And all of these loud, angry, small-minded people got in my head a little bit. And now I'm like, oh, shit. Joel Alvarez actually is pretty good. So we'll find out what happens. But it's gonna be embarrassing for me if Joel wins.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Anyway,
this is gonna be a fun, and it's just in a few 3 hours here probably.
No, in like 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and add Armin Tsarukyan. Oh, that takes us to plus 3,343. We are building a full card live stream. We're building a full card parlay with your picks from the live stream. Make sure you're vocal in the chat, letting us know who you think wins these fights. We'll add it to the parlay. And if the parlay hits, the money goes to members of this channel. Click the join button, become a member, qualify for this payout, and it supports us. It's incredible. And if you want $50 free, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit, let me know, and I will send $50. It's that simple. I will probably take it well, but listen, sending...
I will take it. You are not going to take it well. I've seen you lose. You're not going to take it well.
I do not lose well.
You should live stream that fight.
The problem is these stupid fight nights are so early and between the wife and the kids. Oh, honey, leave me alone. The only reason I can do these is because they nap.
You know what you should do is just record your action with your phone. I might do that too. Just sit it next to you as you're watching the fight and just see what happens.
We'll see. That brings us to Ji-Yoon Kim versus Priscilla Cachoeira. The fact that this fight is after the Armin Tsarukyan fight is crazy to me. But Priscilla Cachoeira hits like a truck. She's 10-4 overall. She is 2-3 in her last 5. She's coming off a submission loss just a couple months ago. The problem with Priscilla is she can be knockout or bust. She can be knockout or bust. She does have real power in her hands, especially for this division, but she can be on the wrong side of a lot of exchanges, which doesn't go well for her. She is primarily a striker. She has okay defense at 65%, takedown defense at 65%. But again, she's got legit power in her hands, and she has a negative striking differential. So she'll land 4, take 7, but the reality is sometimes all she needs is 4. Ji-Yoon Kim is also a striker, but instead of just getting inside the pocket and throwing big, heavy bombs, she likes to play the outside. She'll touch you up. She'll use her technique. She'll use her reach advantage, and she'll do all of that to touch and go and win a decision. So basically, the breakdown here is Ji-Yoon Kim wins a decision or Priscilla pulls off a knockout. I think, and I think most people think Ji-Yoon Kim wins a decision. Let us know in the live chat so that we can add the who you think wins to our parlay. But I think Kim can avoid the power of Cachoeira, but Cachoeira looked freaking amazing at weigh-ins. What do you think?
Yeah, she did look good. Last fight, she kind of missed weight, and she we'll see how it goes. If I'm Kim, I don't know if I mentioned this breakdown, but I would use a lot of clinch. I don't know if she needs to get it to the ground. Obviously, if she does get it to the ground, I think that's where Cachoeira it really, really struggles. But if I'm Kim, it's just use your length, right? She has a length advantage. I think she has, the technical striking advantage. I like her movement. A lot of people, Imbe and everyone says that she's a little bit slow. I actually kind of like her footwork in and out. I would just kind of jab, and clinch and just make this kind of a boring fight. I wouldn't try to throw bombs because we've seen Kim. Her chin has held up so far, but she does get caught. And if she gets caught against Priscilla, it's not going to be good. My pick is Kim because I think she's able to avoid those shots. I think she's smart enough to kind of just jab her way in, get into a clinch situation, just kind of like dirty box to where she kind of neutralizes the power of Priscilla. But Priscilla's got power, and anyone that's got power has a chance. But my pick's going to be Kim in this fight.
Yeah, so we're both on, I think we're pretty aligned there. And this was an interesting question from Mbe. Who has a better chance, Joel Alvarez or Bobby Green? I mean, that's a very good question. I think both of them have a very small chance. And if you factor in, it's tricky to answer. Like, the obvious answer is Joel Alvarez, right? Because he is a pretty talented guy. But styles make fights. I would say Bobby Green, it's 5 full rounds. We've seen Islam get knocked out before. Not that that's necessarily going to happen, but let's put it this way. Bobby Green could potentially stuff a takedown and crack Makhachev. But Joel Alvarez cannot stop a takedown. So he's not going to do anything on his feet. His only chance is a submission on the ground. And we've seen Arman defend submissions. We've seen him beat incredible submission guys. So I would say Bobby Green has more of a chance of beating Islam than Joel Alvarez does of beating Arman. And you guys probably think I'm just doubling down on my absurdity, but styles make fights. You get that good of a wrestler, all he has to do. That's the thing. In order to get submitted, you have to take risks. If I take you down and I'm in your guard and I just ball up like this, you can't submit me. In order to get submitted, Arman would have to take risks. He would have to try to advance, have to post, right? Post on the mat, put his arm out there. And he doesn't need to take chances because he's going to get the takedowns. And he could just camp out, elbow, nice and in. Elbow, nice and in. He doesn't need to take chances. I don't expect him to take chances. I think he wins a decision, and I think it's honestly kind of boring. So I would say Bobby Green has more of a chance.
At this point, you're trying to convince yourself. You're literally trying to convince yourself.
You and I crossed piss streams at a fountain somewhere, and now I'm the ridiculous Muppet that you can be sometimes. No offense.
You're just rambling, trying to convince yourself that it's a good pick.
I
get it, man. I get it. More than
you know that life. Okay. We're still not getting the Brazilian cheating girl should have been fined or cut. I agree.
Yeah, that was dirty.
I'm not taking small shots, Eric. I'm firing away. And the problem is, I actually only decided I hated his guts because of the comments section. Who do we got here? Who have you guys been picking? I saw one Cachoeira. Here's a Cachoeira. Is that it?
I see some Kims.
That's it.
I see some
You
Kims.
do?
Kim decision. There's a Kim.
Kim.
Underwater striking. Imbe is
just
now
saw
banned again. I mean, Jesus. How many times can one person get banned? I think Bonkiki and Imbe have been banned the most.
Kim. Okay, let's add Kim to our full card parlay. We've only got 2 fights left. Let's go ahead. Let's add Kimmy. 2 fights after this. Kim, almost a 2-1 favorite. Our odds go to 54.95. You see the difference? This far in, you add 1 pick, and then it just does that. 54.95, which means our $10 bet is paying out $549. We have 2 more to add. This will be well over 1,000, probably around 2,000. Islam's one of them, most likely. We'll see. So we'll see. But right now, $549 would get split up against every single member of this channel. Click the join button, become a member. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have 5 different betting partners. Sign up with any one of them. They all offer their own free money. And on top of it, I'll give you $50 as a thank you. And if you're bored, check out WeWantPicks.com. We've completely revamped it. One of the subscribers reached out and said, your website eats. It's terrible. I'll make a better one for you. So he's been making it better. And honestly, it's looking much, much better every single day. And we're going to be adding in features and functionality and all that shit. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. And that takes us to the co-main event. We've got Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman. 2 grapplers who are pretty one-dimensional, unfortunately. Misha Cirkunov.
The worst co-main event maybe ever.
It's the other fight, the Joel Alvarez and Arman fight should be the co-main. That should be the co-main.
Anything, really.
You know, listen, Wellington Turman, it's almost like when I broke down, who was it earlier? I said he's kind of needs Jonathan Martinez. Wellington Turman is sort of like a Jonathan Martinez, where he is like this hot young prospect that hasn't necessarily lived up to that hype. But Wellington Turman is a grappler. He's got decent striking. His takedown defense is pretty solid. His cardio is pretty solid. He can be in a dirty fight. The issue is his chin. His chin is not fantastic. His chin doesn't do exactly what it's supposed to do at all times, but he is a young guy. He's fast improving. He's training with Glover. I think he lives with Glover, honestly. So he's really just putting in the time, putting in the effort.
Glover's there at the weigh-ins.
Getting good looks
looking
every
good
single day. Misha Cirkunov is also a grappler. He has not been doing well lately. He's 2-3 in his last 5, coming off 2 losses in a row. His takedowns are actually pretty good. I would say his takedowns are better than Wellington's, but Wellington's takedown defense is really good. But Misha just looks uncomfortable on his feet. He does have power because he's big and strong and he just will wing stuff. He does have power, but Misha, Misha's an interesting guy. I think Wellington wins. His chin is the only thing that worries me because the reality is neither one of these guys are going to submit the other person, right? That's off the table. You agree?
I agree.
Okay. So a submission's off the table. So then we have striking, just wrestling control. I think Wellington has the better cardio. I think Wellington has the more technical striking, but Misha has more power and Wellington doesn't have a chin. So I'm going with Wellington Turman here. I think he'll have the better striking. I think he can defend some of the sloppy takedowns from Misha. And I think, he can win a decision. It'll be kind of ugly, but he can win a decision. Who do you think wins this fight? And everybody in the live stream, I see you're voting. Continue to vote so we can add them to the parlay.
Yeah, this is a sloppy fest. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea how this fight's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be a sloppy striking battle, if it's going to be a sloppy wrestling battle with the grappling. These guys are evenly matched. Neither one of them is really very good at one thing, right? So I can't look at Wellington and be like, oh yeah, he's much better than Misha at this. I can't look at Misha and be like, oh, he's much better than Wellington at this. So when you match them up, it's good matchmaking, right? It's probably going to be a good fight. This could end up being, we could be wrong. It could end up being the fight of the night, right? It could be wild, back and forth, takedown, striking, and that's why they put the co-main. They are evenly matched, but in a matchup like this, where they're so evenly matched, I look at intangibles. Misha's the naturally bigger guy. He was a former 205 guy that came down. In fights, he kind of looks like the tougher guy. And, no disrespect to Wellington, but if there's 2 guys that match up against each other, I think that Misha is less likely to fold mentally and physically in either the striking exchanges or the grappling exchanges. Anything could happen. This is a coin toss all the way. That's why the odds are the way they are. But my pick's going to be Misha in this matchup. I flipped the coin and it came up tails, and tails never fail. So I'm going with Misha in this matchup.
And Mbaye, so we're building, anybody new? We're building a full card parlay. Full card, every fight. The picks are coming from the live chat. So this isn't my parlay, it's not Jacob's, it's the live chat's parlay. If the parlay hits, members of this channel win. Those are people with the crowns in the comments, people who click the join button in this video, they get the payout. So Mbaye said, are there any underdogs in this parlay? I'm looking at it now. Victor Altamirano.
Fight, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one. You're right, Mbaye. Everybody went with favorites, which I agree with. And actually, Terrence McKinney's an underdog too. Very, very slight. It's still minus money, but he's an underdog. So we've got 2 slight underdogs here. And
that
right
and
now,
Zhu Rong, that Bahamondes and Zhu Rong was close, right? Did we end up?
Yeah,
going
there's a couple
Bahamondes?
pick'ems. And actually, Wellington Turman seems to be the pick. He's an underdog. So I guess we'll have a couple underdogs. Zhurong Zhurong's not the underdog.
He's a big underdog.
Oh, but we didn't pick Zhurong. You guys.
No, but I'm saying the voting was close. The voting was close.
Yeah. Is T. McKinney? Yes, he absolutely is. At least in my opinion. Don't listen to this buffoon with the hat. Okay, so you guys, it looks like, let's take a look. It looks like you guys want to add Wellington to the parlay. I see a couple Mishas, but it's mostly Wellington. Amari Angel is just wildly up your ass, Jacob.
I know, I don't get it, man. Rent free. I might have to change my mailing address to his head.
What's funny about this? He was hot, not physically hot, but he was supposed to be a big prospect. Okay, we'll go ahead. We will add Wellington Turman to our parlay at plus 100. That brings our payout to over $1,000. $10 is going to win us $1,100. And when I say us, I mean you. It's literally, if this hits, which is not out of the question. I mean, to Mba's point, most of these are favorites that should win. A couple of pick'ems. It's not that absurd that it hits. And it's my money, not yours. So anyway, $10 is going to win the members of this channel $1,109. Click the join button. We're here for a little bit longer. We've got one more fight to break down. We'll hang out, and then we're dropping. I got to submit this parlay before the night is over. So like the stream, comment, hang out, become a member. Click the join button. I would love it if you did. Okay. Let's move on. We have the main event of the evening. I don't need to spend a ton of time breaking this down. You guys know the deal. We've got Islam Makhachev fighting Robert King Green. Bobby Green's a really good boxer, and he just showed last week or 2 weeks ago how incredible his striking is. His defense is amazing. He is very Roy Jones Jr.-esque. His hands are at his waist. He slips punches by like a half an inch either side and then comes firing back from his waist. He's got solid movement, and he's stupid tough. He is impossible to finish. He fought Rafael Fiziev, who's probably the best striker in that division. Clearly lost the first 2 rounds, was never out of it. Third round, came out there, lit the guy up, continued to come forward, and was just absolutely dogging it for that third round. So Bobby Green is a dog. He's a dog in a good way. He's hard to put away. He's constantly coming forward, trying to make things happen. Ton of fun, and I absolutely love that he's finally like becoming popular because the guy has put some time in to get here. He's fighting Islam Makhachev. A lot of people say he's the best guy in the division. He's a nasty, nasty wrestler. His striking is actually really good as well. And he's got solid submissions, right? All of these Dagestani fighters are similar. They've all got great hands, great wrestling, great submissions. Zach B with the donation. Great show today, fellas. Thanks for the insight. Zach, we appreciate that you're a subscriber. We appreciate the donation. We appreciate yucking it up in the live chat. So thank you all
My man, Zach. That's
much.
my man.
Zach's
He was more talking about me
generous.
than you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
He messaged me privately and said, "This I'm about to donate. It's more for you than Angelo, but I don't want to make Angelo mad." So,
all right. Well, $2.75 of it is yours then. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
anyway, what I will say about Islam though is I do agree that he's probably going to be a future champion. But if we look at who he's beaten, he hasn't exactly beaten the best of the best. There was that whole debate. Who should get the next title shot? Should it be Islam or should it be Justin Gaethje? Well, Justin Gaethje has beaten current and former world champions. No current ones. But he has beaten world champions before. He's been at that level for a long time. And I understand it's not necessarily Islam's fault that he hasn't fought super high level guys. But his wins, let's look at his recent wins. Short notice fight over Dan Hooker. Okay, it was very short notice, and it's Dan Hooker. He's not exactly top 5 guy. Before that, he beat Thiago Moises, not a top 5, not even top 10 guy. Before that, he beat Drew Dober, not a top 5, not even a top 10 guy.
I think Moises was ranked.
What?
I think Moises was ranked.
I don't know if he was. Alexander, thanks for the subscription. So my point is, I do think Islam is one of the best in the division. I think he probably will end up being champion of this division. But this is his toughest fight to date. You agree? I mean, this he hasn't fought because Bobby Green is a striker, but he can wrestle and he's got good takedown defense. Bobby Green's the most complete fighter Islam has fought outside of Armin Tsarukyan, my boy.
I think that people forget how good a wrestler Bobby Green is. He doesn't really use it, but when he needs it, he can. I think they're going to be very, very surprised. Bobby, I'm telling you right now, the more the week goes on, and I even tweeted that I think Bobby Green might find a way to win this fight because the face-offs were intense, and I know that the game plan is Islam's going to take him down. But I mentioned Khabib and Conor. And the reason I mention that is because these are very proud people, and they believe in their abilities, both wrestling and striking. And you saw Khabib try to strike with Conor, and he obviously knocked Conor down, but Conor kind of won around striking with Khabib. I could see Islam. A lot of people are talking about Bobby Green and striking. I could see Islam coming in. Maybe he gets a takedown early to try to out wrestle Bobby Green, kind of tire Green out. But I could see if the second round starts, him kind of striking a little bit with Bobby Green. Maybe he got the takedown, he dominated Bobby Green on the ground, didn't finish him, and said, you know what, let me kind of stand on my feet and see what's going on. And Bobby Green with his strike is so slick, and you can't hit the guy. Nobody can hit the guy the way his striking, the way his shoulder rolls everything, the way he rolls with everything. It's always deflecting off his shoulders. I could see a couple jabs, a couple big shots where Islam all of a sudden is like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? Takes those kind of, I don't want to say desperation shots, but takes some shots where Bobby's able to stuff those. You even saw that with Khabib versus Conor, kind of in the third round. Obviously, Khabib was able to finish Conor, and that could happen here. But you saw some late takedowns with Khabib where Conor was able to shrug him off, throw a few more strikes in there. And Bobby Green, I know there's a short notice, but he's not going to get tired, and he's going to come with the volume. And if he had a little bit more power, man, I wish that he had just a little bit more snap on his shots, and I would be Bobby Green all the way in this matchup. If he had a full camp with a little bit more power, I'd be Bobby Green because he does have the wrestling background. He is good in his jiu-jitsu. He's very underrated grappler in general. He's able to get, if you see some of the fights where he's taken down, he has good scrambles. Obviously, Islam is the best in the game. Islam is the pick. Islam should be your pick. But Bobby's going to surprise people in this matchup. I'm going to be rooting for Bobby. I love Islam as a person. I think he's hilarious. You even saw that in the matchup, the way he's talking. He said, I'm going to take Bobby down and ask him a couple questions, He's a good guy, but I'm going to go Bobby. And I'm not picking Bobby, but I'm going to be rooting for Bobby. And I think he's going to surprise some people, man. I think he's going to surprise some people.
So, two things. One, Mbe, I see you arguing with somebody, but I missed part of it. Who are you talking about with the missing weight? Just out of curiosity. Two, the pick is obviously Islam. I know the live chat pick is Islam. A couple of you were saying, do Islam by submission in the parlay instead of Islam straight up. Would you guys prefer that? Islam by submission instead of Islam straight up? Islam straight up brings the payout to $1,200. Islam by submission brings the payout. Where are you? Makhachev by decision, Makhachev by KO.
Some people are saying decision.
Yeah, and KO. Oh, this is just by finish. Islam by finish adds, it goes from $1,100 payout to $1,400. Yeah, honestly, we're better off with money line because
it covers everything.
It's a $200 difference, which sounds like a lot, but we're talking the difference between $1,200 and $1,400. We're just going to do money line. So I've added Islam to our full card parlay. I got to do it on BetUS. I can't do it on my bookie, but it is plus 12,490. So $1,300 payout basically for the members of our channel. Click the join button, become a member, get the payout. Let me read off our full card parlay here. We've got Victor Altamirano, Ramiz Brahimaj, Jonathan Martinez, Terrence McKinney, Josiah Nunes, Ignacio Bahamondes, Gregory Rodriguez, Armin Tsarukyan, Ji-Yoon Kim, Wellington Turman, and Islam Makhachev. That is our full card parlay. Plague Runner, we've got about 50 members, 50.
10 million.
Yeah. But yeah, there's 11,000, so you should become one, be part of the crew. We've got about 50 members. Hopefully more by the end of this live stream. But right now it's 50. It's all about transparency, guys. And thank you. 50 does seem, I was proud of 50, honestly. We've only existed a year. So I've managed fighters for about 15 years. And this all started with a group chat with me, Jacob, a couple other professional fighters. We would talk about DraftKings, and we have a DraftKings league. And COVID hit. We were all stuck home, and I was like, shit, man, this should be on YouTube. So then I started We Want Picks in 2016, but it was like a blog, and I was writing picks, writing breakdowns about fights, putting up the odds, writing DraftKings analysis. If you go to the Twitter and you go to the Instagram, you'll see that it was started in 2016. But then I made it a YouTube thing little over a year ago, like 13 months ago. So to go from that to 4,000 subscribers, 50 members, doing what we're doing, I'm really proud about what we're doing. It's all because of you guys. So thank you all for the, even the hate is helpful. So thank you all. Didn't we skip a fight for the end? We were going to go back to Ignacio Bahamondes and Zhu Rong if you guys disagree. So here's our chance. Let's go back to it. We can swap Bahamondes and Rong. That was the only close one we did. So right now it's Bahamondes. If you want to flop it to Rong, we can. Look at this guy buttering me up and then just nonstop blasting you. Nice tactic. It works. It works.
And you're the one that trashed him. I didn't even say anything bad about him.
I didn't trash him. He was complaining about picks. So I said kick rocks. And then I realized it was your picks. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's fair. That's solid. That's solid.
I went 9-3 last week.
$20 on a Bobby Green submission.
Woo!
That is dreaming.
Was that plus
that
2,000?
is dreaming. Yeah, that is
what are the odds
dreaming.
on
I
that?
wouldn't. I say $20 just on
That
Bobby
actually
Green
kind of crossed my mind.
submission though.
I don't know, man.
How's he gonna submit him?
Plus 3,300.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a flyer.
Plus 4,000.
That's a flyer.
Oh, Mbaye, did you answer who you were arguing with?
Bobby Green by round 5 submission plus 8,000. I'm putting $10,000 on it.
Yeah. Then maybe you could put something up above that bed that isn't a tapestry of the Indiana Pacers. Put a picture up or something. You're an adult man with a good job and a nice apartment.
This
Make
is an
that
office.
look like
It's not my bedroom. This is an office.
there's a bed in there.
Well, it's a spare bedroom. I have a 6-bedroom apartment. What do you mean, do? It's a penthouse.
Yeah, and he has 6 bedrooms, and one of them definitely needs.
I got a lot of
desk
friends.
and a chair in it.
I got a lot of friends.
I bet. All right, guys, we'll hang out for another few minutes, and then that's the end. We broke down all the fights. If there's anything else you want to circle back to, let me know. Like the stream, do all the things. Check out WeWantPicks.com. Like I said, Josh, subscriber, reached out, said your website sucks. I'll make you a better one. He's been making me a better one over the last week or two, and I think it looks much better. Much better. Thanks, Plague.
It is a lot
Hernandez.
better. 100% better.
It's fast, which is not, I don't know how much money we missed out on because there were times you'd go to WeWantPicks.com and it just wouldn't load. And I don't know why. I paid somebody an enormous amount of money to build it. And Josh is fixing it out of the goodness of his heart, which is great. And it makes me hate the guy that I paid, who's a professional. All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much for hanging out. I don't know if I'll be able to go live for the drama.
Fights are starting here at 25 minutes. Everyone better place those bets and everybody better get ready.
DraftKings lineups and stuff. Here, X Sweet Spot said, is Dan still part of WWP? What about Nick? I miss having 3 perspectives. So Dan had to step away because work was just ridiculously insane. He's got a really good job. Not that we all don't, but his job requires an insane amount of travel. So he had to step away. He thought it was going to be for a few weeks, then maybe a month or two. And it's just really hard to do the research that needs to be done and literally live in a hotel. So, and then Nick, similar story. Nick was a little different though, because anybody who has been here for a year, you know that Nick Newell was a part of this channel. I manage professional fighters. Nick Newell is one of my fighters, and he's a fighter with one arm. They did the whole movie about him. Nick was a part of this, and then he took that fight in Bellator. So he literally was like, hey, I'm going to the training camp. I got to go train, and then I'll come back. After the fight, he did a Tommy Hilfiger modeling gig. And then after that, the movie was coming out. So he went from thing to thing to thing. He owns a gym, and he's just so nuts busy. he's got another kid on the way. So doing this takes a ridiculous amount of time. And, you know,
You telling
not
me?
everybody can put in that time. So, all right. Well, thank you all very, very much. I'm going to hop off. I'm going to put in this full card parlay. I will post the graphic of it when we're done. Hopefully it hits. Become a member before it hits, because I'm not paying you out if you become a member after. You got to be a member before it hits. I'll see you guys. There's no way I'm going to be able to live stream the
Oh, we got a member! Oh my god!
Hey, Lapuzza. I think he was already a member. He just re-upped. But thank you very much, Lapuzza. 10 months of membership.
That's as long as me. I've been a member for 10 months.
I think Lapuzza was an OG member. So anyway, thank you all very much, and we'll see you later. I have already dropped my UFC 272 quick picks. Join Jacob and I on Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central, for our full card breakdown of UFC 272. Big week coming up, and weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners or all of them. I'll give you $50 each. Plague Runner, 5 months of membership.
Here they come. Here they come.
Here they come. Right when we're shutting down. Thank you all
They're
very
all
much.
coming.
I will see you guys soon.